What's going on, COD fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a tweet from the Ghost of Hope, a known leaker for Call of Duty on Twitter. I think it's pretty interesting to hear about this debate between Activision and Infinity Ward, so let's get right into it. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to sub. I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, and I can't do that without your support. But with that being said, let's actually now hop over to Twitter. So this tweet basically from the Ghost of Hope, which you can see up on screen, reads, "Been hearing that Infinity Ward and Activision are debating the content schedule at the moment for Modern Warfare 2. Activision wants Infinity Ward to spread the content over launch November, December, but Infinity Ward wants to drop as much content as possible all at once. Activision are worried about post-launch sales mainly." He goes on to retweet this, just saying it's surprising to see where they land on this. It seems like Activision are mainly worried about post-launch sales going down, and Infinity Ward are basically saying they have the proper time and resources to do whatever they want in this case. I think this tweet brings not only an interesting insight, but also an interesting debate between Activision and Infinity Ward, and kind of seeing where everyone stands in this scenario. What it seems like is Infinity Ward has a lot of content already planned and possibly ready or close to ready for the launch of Modern Warfare 2. But Activision wants them to take this content and sort of spread it out and drop it over the course of the first few months of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle, rather than putting it all out at launch, because they're afraid that if there isn't enough content post-launch, that the sales post-launch, like leading into Christmas, are not going to be that good. Of course, Activision, it's right for them to worry about post-launch, especially with Call of Duty, the main post-launch period being those 2 months, with Christmas, leading up to Christmas and, during Christmas, because they get a lot of sales during that time. And if there isn't a lot of content said to be coming to the game, people might not want to get it for Christmas, might not ask their parents for it or buy it for someone for Christmas, because they know it might be a little bit lackluster. But what Infinity Ward is saying is, let's drop everything all at once at launch, and we'll make more content for post-launch periods because we have the time and resources necessary to do that. I guess Activision doesn't totally believe Infinity Ward when they say they have the time and resources to kind of do whatever they want. And obviously Activision is going to want to do, at the end of the day, what's going to be best for the business and making money. I mean, that is obviously, they are a business, so that is, one of their main priorities. Plus, we all know Activision, they really are focused on making money. For me personally, what I've been taking away for this is, from one, mad props to Infinity Ward for wanting to drop a ton of content at launch for Modern Warfare 2. I think they've learned a lot over the past few years with MW 2019, Cold War, Vanguard, that players want to see more content in Call of Duty games. The last few years have been lacking content, and people want to see more content. So I think they've really taken that into consideration and built out a schedule, a calendar, and a portfolio of content that they can drop all at once while still having time and resources to worry about putting post-launch content out there as well. Obviously, it's already been rumored that there's going to be 16 6v6 maps coming to Modern Warfare 2, as well as the I forget what they're calling it. It's not ground war anymore. I forget what they're calling it, like big team battle maps, probably gunfight maps in there as well. So there's going to be a lot of map type content apparently coming to Modern Warfare 2 at launch. So I wonder if it's Activision wants them, instead of dropping, let's say 16 6v6 maps, they want them to drop like 12, or if it's they want them to drop the 16 maps, but there's other content they're talking about, maybe retracting on some gunfight maps, or maybe some big team battles, certain game modes, all different things, maybe stuff to do with Spec Ops. It definitely is interesting to maybe see what content they're talking about, kind of not all dropping at launch, or what content it is Infinity Ward wants to drop at launch. I think there is a balance you need to find when developing and publishing a game like Call of Duty, is if you come out at launch with a really good game with a lot of content, of course that's great, and that's what every player wants to see, right? You're gonna have a ton of content to play through, and let's say instead of having enough content for 1 month, they drop enough content for 2 months, right? So you have 2 months of content, 2 months goes by, you play through every map a ton of times, you play through every Spec Ops level mission, you do everything pretty much that they have to offer at launch. You're 2 months deep now, right? We're coming into December, or you're coming into the new year of January, in 2023. And now you're like, okay, I need something else out of Modern Warfare 2. Now, from Activision's point of view, they're saying, I don't know if Infinity Ward can get this done. People are going to leave the game in January, and they're not going to come back until, let's say, IW can drop something in March. They don't want to lose players for that amount of time, right? Plus, they also want people to buy the game throughout the entire life cycle of the game. So by adding content, you incentivize that. But the way Infinity Ward is saying is, we're going to drop everything at launch, but we're also going to take the time to make sure by the time January 2023 comes around, we still have content to put out that's going to incentivize people to buy the game post-launch, and also keep, players enjoying and playing the game every single day. Both sides of the debate make a ton of sense, of course, and I think there has to be some sort of middle ground found between these two. You can't go the total Activision route of, let's say, cutting the content in half and only dropping half of what they have at launch, but you also can't go to the Infinity Ward route of dropping everything at launch launch, just in case what Activision's worried about is true, where Infinity Ward might not have the time to get enough content done for post-launch drop. It's actually interesting to read through the tweets that are on this, the replies to this tweet from Ghost of Hope. There are people supporting Activision, there are people supporting Infinity Ward. You know, some people are like, yeah, drip feed me content like we've been doing with, you know, Vanguard over seasons. Some people are like, you know, drop it all at launch, make the game as great as it can be from the beginning, and people will hopefully stick around. So it's interesting to read through these and kind of see how people are debating through this sort of thing. If I had to personally pick a side, I'd lean more towards the Infinity Ward side, because I want the game to be really, really good at launch to at least entice me to keep up with it and keep playing it. And then I think I trust them. If they're saying they have the time and the resources to get content out post-launch, I do want to trust Infinity Ward in this aspect. I think at the end of the day, sales for Modern Warfare 2 are going to be okay. I mean, this is Modern Warfare 2. Not only does it have the MW2 name, which people who might not have played Call of Duty in many years are going to recognize and maybe want to check out. Plus, it's a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, which I believe is the best-selling Call of Duty of all time. So there's going to be a ton of people from that, you know, who played that game that are going to want to play this, because at its core, MW 2019 was a good game. The engine was really good. It was really like the maps and stuff that weren't very good. So as long as those things are rectified, or seem to be like they're going to be rectified, which it kind of seems like it's trending in the right direction, it's going to entice people who played Modern Warfare 2019 to want to play MW2 as well. Hopefully they come to some sort of middle ground, and it isn't just like Activision telling Infinity Ward, sorry, we're not publishing the game with all this content in it. I really hope they come to a middle ground, or they at least lean towards the Infinity Ward thought side of things, but I guess we will have to wait and see. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, and like I said earlier, subscribe so we can hit 500 subs by the end of the year. I would really, really appreciate it. We've been having so much support in recent videos over the last couple weeks. It's been absolutely amazing to see, considering I just started getting consistent with this channel over the last couple weeks, and we really started to hit the stride and kind of have a lot of new viewers coming the way of the channel. And, you know, seeing how many, I mean, we've had like 14,000 views over the last month, which is absolutely insane considering this is really when I just started getting consistent on this channel. I really appreciate all the support. And with that being said, hopefully I will see you all in the next video.